It is the top bottom indicator. Let's go. Yeah. Funny name. I get it. But we need to move on here. Happy Thursday, everybody. We are a day late with this, but we have a lot to go over today as well. So let's just jump right into that. So the big news, last Indicator Profile Series episode, we spoke about the glitch indicator, and true to its name, there were issues that we did not catch. But a lot of you guys did. Now, Dan over at Stonehill Forex would like to personally thank John and Eric for pointing it out on his end. I had a lot of people point it out on my end through the YouTube comments and through email. And most of you were congenial about it. A few people need to learn some social skills here and there, but what are you going to do? The point is, what you're going to need to do, especially if you trade gold, Bitcoin, indices, anything that's not Forex. This is where the problems were arising. You can go to the blog and Dan addresses those problems. And then one of his coders, Niels, went in and fixed it. So you're going to need to go back to the indicator library at stonehillforex.com, which we have a link for down below in the description, and download the correct version. So after you're done watching this video, make sure you go do that. We barely make mistakes on this show. We apologize, but this was a mistake, and it got corrected. Moving on, if you are new, welcome, by the way. The best indicator channel in all of YouTube is right here. It's always been that way, will always be that way. But if you have not watched my earlier videos, you have gone way too far and you're not going to know what we're talking about. So go to nononsenseforex.com, read that first page, watch that first video, and get caught up. It is worth it. And then every indicator video you see from this point on will make perfect sense. For the rest of us who are already there, let's go ahead and look at the specs for the top bottom indicator. The year is going to be 2023 for MT4. Now listen closely to me here. This was a TradingView indicator. It got recoded for MT4 in 2023. So if you like TradingView, it is out there. However, we found once we put it on MT4 that it was repainting. And so Dan's coder Niels again had to go in and fix it. So I don't know what that says about the TradingView version. You'll have to test that yourself and keep a real sharp eye out for the possibility of repainting. The type is going to be a confirmation indicator. I'll tell you right now, this is solidly going to fall into a confirmation 2 indicator, your secondary confirmation indicator, the one that moves slower and is more accurate. So if you're still looking for a good one of those, or if you're looking to improve the one you have, this is going to be a good video for you. Subtype is going to be a 2 lines cross. And as far as exits go, I normally like 2 lines crosses for exits, but you're going to see how this one moves. And if you've been watching these videos for a long time and you understand the way I think, you're going to understand why I'm a little bit hesitant to say this is going to be a good option for exits. So let's go ahead and look at it now. Top bottom indicator right here, you might notice that this moves similar to an indicator I showed you guys 6 years ago called the EURUSD up and down. I remember I even said in that video, look, this is a pretty average indicator. But a lot of people got super excited about it because you got to remember back then too, most people had not seen indicators outside of like the 3 or 4 that everybody knows. So they were eager to try it. Now with this one, here is what you have to know. When this blue line crosses beyond and now becomes the higher of the 2 lines, so top, bottom, that is your signal to go long. And conversely, when the magenta line does the same thing, and now it is on top, that is your signal to go short. Everybody stop snickering. But that is the way to play this indicator. Very simple at the end of the day. People try complicating it and trying to get in early by waiting till this comes off of the bottom. As you can see, that fails many, many times. Don't do that. Just stick to the rules here and you'll be fine. So we're going to see how this thing performed. Before we do that, understand that these tests weren't necessarily done yesterday. I'm pretty sure actually the test we ran for this one happened before this last big drop in Bitcoin. So those positive results are not going to be reflected on the results you see today, but it doesn't matter. It only matters how it performs in your system. So that's the very next thing you're going to need to do to make sure if this thing's even worth it. We filter out the best indicators we can find that pass our criteria, and it's up to you to do the rest. Simple as that. And we help you every step of the way in the description, including a link to my automation blog, which shows you in an embedded video how to test these indicators yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. The corresponding Stonehill Forex blog, which shows you the tweak settings I don't show you on these videos, along with a ton of extra information on these indicators that you're going to need to know if you would like to know them. You can also go to Dan's YouTube channel. There, he shows you this thing moving in real time to show that it doesn't repaint, and always throws in a couple extra nuggets that I don't include myself. And just so you know, we also take user submissions, but there's a special place to go submit that, and that is going to be on a secondary email address, not on my comment section. But we'd love to have your submissions, so go ahead and send it there. And then the number one place in all of the interwebs, the link to the indicator library, where you can download the correct version of the glitch indicator, the top-bottom indicator, and every indicator we have done here on the indicator profile series. Let's go ahead and see how this thing did, starting with EURUSD. Now, ROI-wise, this is going to be a bit below average. But what we're really concerned about here is this win-loss ratio. Now, it's less impressive with less trades, but it's still pretty hard to pull off, even with a lower amount of trades like that. And again, you want your secondary confirmation indicator to simply confirm everything else. And then your money management and your exit indicator is going to do the rest of the work. So I would maybe not pay as much attention to the ROI here if you're planning on using this as your secondary confirmation indicator. And you can see it even gives you a nice win-loss ratio here with a much bigger sample size on the 4-hour. Moving over to gold, these results here are what I would expect out of a really good confirmation 1 indicator. Win-loss ratio, less important because you're going to be adding pieces to it, but a nice ROI. So I'm not really sure what to make of this. Gold has just treated us very well all year, as it almost always does. If you are a plus money trader in Forex and you are not trading gold, I'm not sure what to tell you at this point. Over to the S&P 500. Now, ROI is not great, but we've seen worse. I will say that. But again, great win-loss ratio, low amount of trades. You just have to decide, because as we know, once you start adding pieces onto this secondary confirmation indicator is going to approve like 6 or 7 or 8 trades per year. That might be perfect for you, or that might not be perfect for you. That is going to be up for you to decide. Now, over to Bitcoin. As I said before, we're not factoring in this last drop to my knowledge, but even still, this is just too low. I know for secondary confirmation indicators, we're supposed to pay attention to ROI, less so, but this is probably the lowest I've seen in Bitcoin in a long time. And if you're going to do that, I want to see this win-loss ratio even higher than 65, even with the lower amount of trades. I cannot endorse this one for Bitcoin. But the rest of them do have some redeeming value for sure. And that's why this indicator made the cut. So if you like what we do a lot of things here. We have the Trading Psychology podcast every other Monday. Indicator Profile series normally every other Wednesday, sometimes a bit later, but that happens. Blog sometimes on Thursdays. I'm actually making one for tomorrow, which is Friday. It's going to be a crypto blog, so if you're interested in that, check in or just follow me on Twitter. I always tweet it out. And then the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. If any of those sound good to you, subscribe, hit the bell. We got you covered, so go get it.